Welcome to the Rise Together podcast weekly hot take series. Every week, we're going to bring you powerful stories and strategies from leaders who are making a real impact by building stronger, more resilient communities. Get ready to be inspired, motivated, and equipped with the tools to thrive in both your personal and professional life.
Hi, everybody. This is Beth Almaris with the Foundation for Family and Community Healing. If you're looking at the screen right now and you see a different name, so sorry about that. But I'm Beth, and we at the Foundation are really dedicated to helping individuals and organizations build strength and resilience through skill-based education. So I'm really excited. We have a great guest today. Stephanie Barthelemy is here with me, and she is the head of People and Culture for Coda Inc. Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Where are you calling in from, Stephanie?
I'm calling from Brooklyn, New York.
Woo woo! All right, East Coast.
Exactly.
I'm in DC, so
Oh, wow. Yes,
yeah,
I love DC.
yeah, and I love Brooklyn. So there you go.
Hey,
Well, you ready to get started?
let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So before we get into anything, why don't you tell us about Coda?
Yeah, so Coda is a healthcare data insights / tech company. And basically, we use real world data to try to bring clarity to cancer so that every patient has a good path to cancer care or the right path to cancer care.
Yeah, and how big is the organization?
So we have about 80 employees right now.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's a good size.
Yeah.
Wow, what an incredible topic. Cancer is something that honestly, it reaches everybody, right? Like if it's
Mhm.
not you, it's someone in your family or your coworker or one
Yeah.
of your child's friends. It's just staggering.
Yeah, it is. And one of the things I love about our mission is the people who are there are very passionate about making our vision come true. And so you feel the passion at every level. I mean, of course, you have people working on our products and what we do. But then you have people like me who I don't work on products, but because I'm so passionate about this mission, I really work hard to make sure that people have what they need so that we can meet the mission, that the company is optimizing its talent so that we can meet our mission and find success in our field. So that's one thing I love about our culture is it is patient first, and we all are, really working for that end goal. We all have the same North Star.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So tell me, how did you find your way to HR? I love hearing how people get
Yeah.
into it.
I honestly think that my life designed me for HR. um, I throughout my own history in my life, like I grew up in church and I always was kind of around like the events that were happening. And I also started just serving in church very early age. But then also, whenever I worked for a company, I always was like really close to the leadership, and I was always hands on with like making sure like the office was nice and that our clients were taken care of. So I've always had this. I have this, I guess, background of creating spaces and creating comfort and creating like um, a place where someone can be productive or get work done. I have that experience throughout the years. And so I was a business manager for a while and I had my own business and I was helping small entrepreneurs, possibly one man bands or maybe smaller, but like 6 people teams. Um, and so I was helping them run their businesses. I was managing their business, and then I got tired of doing that because it was just a lot. Every client I had, it was more demand for me. And so I said, "Ooh, let me find a job because I can do this in my sleep, be an administrative assistant." So I was looking for like an administrative assistant job. Got that. When I got to Coda, our see, we swapped CEOs, and the new CEO had a focus on people and culture.
Mm,
And I was the executive assistant to the CEO. So I naturally just picked up those initiatives, and it became apparent that I was really good at this and that I loved doing it. And so he offered me basically to just step into the people role. And at that point, we had just lost our head of people. And yeah, I just took over, and I've grown and developed myself for this role, and also have grown into the position and was able to build a team.
yeah, that's fantastic. An organic path.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
great. So, I mean, that's a mid-sized organization, 80 people. What are some of the challenges facing HR professionals in mid-sized organizations right now?
Well, for us, we are a lean company. And so I think one of the hardest things is just utilization and optimizing talent, and then making sure people aren't burnt out or overwhelmed, but they're also not, not meeting our performance standards. Um, on top of that, I think middle management in today's workforce environment is really stretched, because when you're in a lean organization, everybody is a contributor. No one is just managing. And so you have, but you still have to have people that do manage. And so I think them finding the balance and the time and the capacity to manage, and also just equipping them on how to better manage, giving new tools to managers to help them manage, and training, trying to build them up. So I think the largest for us right now, the big thing is um, our managers, and just making sure we're being supportive of their efforts to lead, and also connectivity. I believe that work, well, I've read studies and I believe it, that work has become very transactional, and it's becoming more and more transactional um, each year. Actually, last year, employee engagement dropped by 2%, and it's on a slow decline, on a steady decline, should I say. And so, but it's the lowest it's been in since 2014.
Mm,
And they don't see any turning around of that. And they believe it's because employees are disengaged. And disengagement is a result of not being connected and not feeling like you belong. And so we have begun an initiative to foster connectivity. We're taking a unique approach, but that is the number one thing. And also empowering our managers to connect the people on their team to one another and to the company.
mm, it's really interesting. You spoke a little bit about burnout. What are some of the things that your organization is doing to promote kind of employee well-being, to prevent burnout, things like that?
Yeah, so we are um, we are a wellness first. We do believe in balance. Our employees are adults. They're very smart. They working in cancer research, being software engineers, all the things that we do. People are smart. They're adults, and so we lead with autonomy. We try to allow our team to have the freedom to live their lives as they work for Coda. We are, I would say, 67% remote. And so, a lot of people have pickup times for the kids. People have parents that are living with them.
Mm-hmm.
And so we allow people to live their lives as long as the work is being done. But on top of that, we do have great benefits packages in terms of time, right? People's time. So, for instance, we do have unlimited vacation time. We have, I think, 12 paid holidays. And, depending on where certain holidays fall, we may just like throw the Friday in, because we understand like people's lives and what they need. We also have quarterly wellness days where we take a random Friday in every quarter, and we just close the company so that people don't have to work. Um, and we also at the end of the year, based on performance, we have something called hedgehog hibernation. We're the hedgehogs. And so we have something called hedgehog hibernation where the last week between Christmas and New Year's, the company is shut down and nobody is working. So it's a time to just spend with your family and, not have to worry about meeting deadlines and working. And so we try to, I think our employees value time, their time and their freedom the most. And of course, we don't do anything without feedback,
Sure.
or suggestions. So we always poll. I mean, I'm sure my team is like, we have 3 surveys out right now, but we're always taking information because we don't want to add perks that don't add value. And so our team really truly appreciates like the time that we give them. And our team is pretty conscientious about making sure they get things done. So yeah, that's one of the things. We also started doing monthly yoga sessions. So everybody can come in with cameras off, and we have a yoga instructor that leads us through yoga and meditation. Um, our PEO offers a lot of employee wellness benefits. So we just, pass those on, of course, and make sure everyone's up to date on what's available to them for their use.
That's great. Yeah, I think COVID really kind of brought home a lot of things about work-life balance and flexibility and
Hmm.
all of that.
Hmm.
And now it's almost for a lot of organizations swinging the opposite direction, right? So I'm thinking it's probably going to come back more center, but
Yeah,
who
probably.
knows when?
Yeah, I think for us, probably not. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the
Yeah, I think
future
it
holds.
depends for
Yeah.
sure on the organization and the industry, right?
Yeah. Also, we have one office location, and most of our team does not live in the vicinity. But the people who do live nearby, we all come into the office. So we do have the people in New York. They like to be in the office, so they do come in, and 2 to 3 times a day. I mean, a week, and even some people come in 5 days a week. Some people come in 4 days a week. So people love it.
Yeah, that's great. What do you think some of the trends in HR that you're tracking?
Some of the trends in HR. You mean on the side of professionals uh, taking steps, or?
I just, I'm always curious what people will kind of see as the next thing in a workforce that they kind of need to keep an eye on,
Mm-hmm.
whether that's AI or it's, leadership development or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be.
Yeah. For us, I do believe it's development. We focus heavy on, so I have this saying or this model that I live by is that at Coda, we don't want to just take value from our employees. We also want to add value to them. And Coda is a smaller company we're scaling. So, we're not established. We're not this place that people go to retire, right? And so understanding that most people that come to Coda are they're just learning and growing and moving forward. We try to add to that journey. In our exit interviews, we get a lot of feedback for people who leave Coda to go on to greater, grander positions in big companies. They always say they wouldn't have been able to qualify for this job if it wasn't for their experience at Coda. And so hearing that, it just made me really dig my heels into that and encourage people to learn all you can, get all the experience you can while you're here, because this is where you can grow and develop. And so we know they're going to do that through the work because what we're doing is still kind of very new.
Hmm.
However, we also will intentionally add to them so that we can help them develop. And as we can help them develop so that they can be greater employees at Coda and also beyond Coda. So we our team really values that we are giving them certain tools, giving them frameworks, um, And it's not all professional development. Some of it's personal development. You can use it at home. You can use it with your friends. Um, but yeah, I think leadership development or some type of development where where you're intentionally adding value to your employees and they know it, is something that people are looking for today.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, this has been really interesting. What if folks are interested in learning more about CODA and the work you're doing? What's the best way for them to find you?
Yeah, they can find us on LinkedIn, codahealthcare.com, and they can find us on Instagram at Coda Healthcare.
Of course, on the gram. All right. Thanks again, Stephanie.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you for joining us today on our Rise Together podcast weekly hot take series. We hope you've been inspired by today's stories and strategies for building stronger, more resilient communities. Remember, resilience isn't just about bouncing back. It's about growing through